We started our museum marathon by first visiting the free museums.
So here we are in the Place de Vosges, which is where Victor Hugo lived the better part of his years, as writing such great novels as Les Mis and The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is one of the oldest and most beautiful squares in Paris. Nearby the square is the Musée Carnavalet, dedicated to the history of the city. It's a beautiful, huge museum that's free. We activated our Paris Museum Pass at the Sainte-Chapelle Royal Chapel. This chapel was built in the Gothic style and consecrated in 1248. The security lines to get into Sainte-Chapelle are very long and can take up to an hour. So be sure to get your timed reservation online and get there early.
Welcome to Château Fontainebleau.
The Palace of Fontainebleau is located 35 miles southeast of the center of Paris, in the commune of Fontainebleau. It's one of the largest French royal chateaus. The medieval castle and subsequent palace served as the residence for the French monarchs from Louis VII to Napoleon III. With over 1,500 rooms and 130 acres of parkland and gardens, Fontainebleau is the only royal and imperial chateau to have been continuously inhabited for 7 centuries. A visit to Fontainebleau opens up an unparalleled view of French history, art history, and architecture. The Grand Canal, completed in 1609, is almost a mile in length. The Francis I Gallery was constructed 100 years prior to Versailles' Hall of Mirrors. The origins of Fontainebleau began in the Middle Ages under the reign of Louis VII through Louis IX. This is the oldest room in the chateau. We were fortunate enough to stumble on an orchestra rehearsal in one of the many halls. The opulent bedroom of Marie Antoinette gives one pause. Napoleon's throne room, where he spent his last days as emperor before abdicating in 1814. Unlike Versailles, Fontainebleau is very quiet, and you can actually find solitude in the chapel. Next, we moved on to the Musée d'Orsay, located in an old Beaux-Arts railway station and home to some of the finest Impressionist art in the world. An advance time ticket is required. On the other side of the Seine River is the Laurent Museum, famous for hosting 8 gigantic murals of Claude Monet's famous water lilies. The rotating gallery downstairs featured Modigliani. The L'Hôtel de la Marine is a historic building located on the Place de la Concorde in Paris. It was designed and furnished between 1757 and 1774. Planning a trip to Versailles requires a lot of patience. After traveling in a crowded train for an hour and a half, you dash to get online with your timed reservation, only to find there's a 45-minute to hour wait to get through security. And once you're in Versailles, it's another half an hour to 40-minute wait to use the facilities. Touring the rooms of Versailles is much like visiting Times Square over the Christmas holidays, where your only escape is looking up. So we left Versailles for a quiet beer at the Asian Museum.
We are at the Musée Gourmet, the Asian Museum, and we're on the rooftop, and the Eiffel Tower is right over there.
The Gourmet Asian Art Museum is vast, with one of the largest collections of Asian art outside of Asia. The Musée de Quai Branly contains over 300,000 works of ethnographic art from Africa, Asia, Oceania, and the Americas. A moving stream of words called the river flows down the winding ramp that leads from the entrance of the museum to the main galleries.
We're by the Museum of the Music in the Philharmonic in Paris. It's lovely.
Located next to the Paris Philharmonic is the Museum of Music. It has 4 floors and over 8,000 instruments. You can listen to these beautiful instruments with the free infrared headsets. During our visit, there was a special exhibit of musical insects created from parts of musical instruments. They were creepy and fascinating. The Paris Philharmonic seats 2,400 and opened in 2015. The architect Jean Nouvel designed the Philharmonic as a hill that invites visitors to its top, a third Parisian brute, joining those of Chaumont and Montmartre, and a new summit from which visitors have a spectacular view of northeastern Paris, blending seamlessly into the outskirts. The Paris Philharmonic is located in La Villette Park, the third largest park in Paris with 137 acres. It's a family-oriented park with rides and carousels, and the Museum of Science and Industry, which is the largest in Europe. The Musée National Picasso Paris is located in the Hotel Salé. The museum contains over 5,000 of Picasso's works.
We have just arrived at the Arc de Triomphe, and lots of traffic swirling around us. And behind us, you see the entrance of Napoleon coming into Paris, I believe in 1804.
And we are about to climb
Up to the top.
which is approximately 200 steps.
We'll see if our legs can make it.
Let's go.
The Arc de Triomphe took 30 years to build and honors those who fought and died for France during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. The Arc affords amazing 360 views of Paris. To the north of Paris lies the suburb of Saint-Denis, home to the Basilica Cathedral Saint-Denis. The basilica was consecrated in 1144. It is the final resting place to most of France's royalty, including Marie Antoinette. During our visit, we had the good fortune to be serenaded by a group of singers centered around the art installation piece called Crescendo. The artwork took the form of a stained glass ladder, rising 15 meters into the heavens. The Museum of Modern Art of Paris is a major municipal museum dedicated to modern and contemporary art of the 20th and 21st centuries. It contains over 15,000 works. The house and studio of symbolist painter Gustave Moreau is itself a work of art. Napoleon's tomb looks a little like a Capitol building, towering over the military museum. Hidden away in the Paris Army Museum on the 4th floor are 28 magnificent models of fortified cities. The creative spirit of street art surrounds the center of Pompidou. Inside are 5 floors of cutting-edge, modern and contemporary art. This museum is massive. You could spend all day there. From the toxic Godzilla to the rainbow of colors, the Pompidou and all the other museums on the Paris Museum Pass opened our eyes and our creative spirits to a world of wonder.